The first thing that I'm going to start doing is making my sunflowers and my leaves so that way they can harden a little bit and have some kind of movement onto the cake. So I'm using my plunger set and I'm going to just plunge and cut out all my sunflowers and put them together. After all my sunflowers were cut out, I went ahead and I moved on to my leaves. I'm using a plunger just for the shape. And as you can see, I rolled out some orange fondant. I'm gonna do orange, and I'm gonna do red, and I'm gonna do yellow. This is the maple leaf cutter. I have some other cutters as well that I'm going to use. See, there's my other cutter. And I'm just gonna start cutting these out. And then once I have all the shapes that I like, I'm going to use my veining tools. Make sure you put a little cornstarch in, especially if you have like this one. It really gets a nice, like realistic leaf, but it can get a little thin in spaces. So make sure that you have your cornstarch on there so they don't stick. So that's just what I'm doing right now, is I'm giving my leaves texture. And I have another cutter set that I'm pulling out, just another leaf veiner, and I'm just putting the leaf on there and just making some really cool designs with them and making them lifelike as possible. So I was actually really upset because my camera, somebody called me and I lost the video, which really stinks. But as you can see, I slid the cake through onto the middle dowel part of the cake stand. And I just had to clean out the cake to put the angled piece in. And now what I'm doing, as you can tell, I squished some Rice Krispie treats together and I rolled them really tight and nicely and firm together. So this is going to be the barrel of the hairbrush. And I'm just making it, just getting it as tight as possible. I'm gonna roll out my fondant. She actually has a purple, one, purple is her favorite color, but two, she actually has a purple hairbrush that I actually made to match. So I'm covering the Rice Krispie treat with the purple fondant. So now I'm gonna take some black fondant and I'm just gonna put that on the end, and I kind of like smooth it. I made it a little thicker so that way I can kind of smooth it down and make the purple and the black sides match together. I wasn't too worried about the underside because as you see here, I'm cut some strips and I'm going to wrap that around and it will cover the spots that the purple fondant did not cover. So I'm taking another Rice Krispie treat and I'm going to roll this like I did the barrel, and this is going to be my handle. I actually had made it a little bit too long, which was fine because they're very easy to cut. But again, I'm just going to roll this out and then cover this in black fondant, and then I'm going to cut it to size. I'm going to measure it up and then cut the excess off. once I have the handle put to size that I like, I'm now putting a really long toothpick in the middle of it, and I'm just putting a little water so that the handle will stay. It was really warm and the handle still kept falling off. I had a lot of issues with the handle. I probably should have used something thicker. And then I was trying to figure out how to put the hairbrush on to the angle thing, and then I was trying to take this out to see if I could like flip it around or something, and it just wasn't happening. And what I ended up doing was actually just shoving the handle, the cake part, in the middle of the cake, or in the middle of the brush, and like leaving it on there. So now what I'm doing is I had a template of a face, and I'm cut the whole part out first, and then I'm cutting the head out just to kind of give that definition of the chin. I swear I'm so glad I bought this little blade tool. It's in the, if anybody wants one, it is actually in the clay section. This thing is a godsend. I love this so much. So I made my face, and then I'm just going to put that on top of the other part that includes the neck. And if you look, you can see like it has like the definition of a chin, and this is going to go on the side of the cake. So now I'm cutting some strips of fondant, and I'm just sticking it on, and then I twist it to make it look like curls. The purple-ish color is supposed to be a burgundy, and then the brown is a brown mixed with the burgundy. Super frustrated because see the neck is like bulging, so she's got a little double chin. The hair, and then right here on the handle, this is all like, this was on there, but now it's like falling off. Guys, it's time for me to get into my zen place, which is doing some painting. I had these sunflowers in a mold, but as you see, they're flat. I had them in a little cup so that way that they would curl up and have like some movement. But because it was so humid that they didn't actually harden that way. But now I'm taking my leaves, and I'm putting them on the cake, and I'm just dusting them. As you see, I have all my powdered food colorings with each paintbrush next to them, and I'm just placing the leaves strategically on there. I'm putting some leaves up top and down the sides, and I had some in her hair and down along her face. And but this is my zen. I like painting and adding different colors and stuff. And her face again slid down, so frustrating. Her forehead is very big. but yeah, so I'm just adding my little leaves on. So now I'm taking some angel, I don't think this was angel hair pasta, but this is just some regular spaghetti. And I'm taking my black airbrush paint. I need to get some more here soon. Some black airbrush food coloring. I always say paint. I'm like, I always wonder if people are like, what is she painting? She's putting real paint on them. But I'm rolling these around. These are going to be my bristles for my hairbrush. So I just rolled them out and covered them in the food coloring. And you can't see it here, but there's a space. I made like a little frame on the back, and I'm freehand writing happy birthday Jen. So on the back of the cake, and you guys can't really see. And this is my clear stamp set. I forgot that there was actually like a face already in it. And I'm taking the eyes and I'm just going over it very lightly. And then I am stamping it on the cake. I need like a thing that hangs over so you guys can see what I'm doing. But I just basically put a thin layer of food coloring. You have to work quickly, and then I just stamped the eyes. And I'll show you here in a second. And then I did the nose, and then I took some red food coloring, the red metallic, and I used that for her lips. So now I'm taking the spaghetti and I'm breaking it, and I am putting it into the brush, and just to make the bristles. At this point, I was like so ready to be done. Luckily for me, my roommate, when she came home, she went right upstairs and took a nap. I was still very disappointed with the cake. Right here, I'm just adding. I was gonna add like all the different colors, sugar pearls, but I think I just like the gold better. I just wanted to kind of break up some of that white and add some, just a little pizzazz to it. I feel like if I really had more like time to do it and actually work on it, and versus the humidity and all those kinds of conditions, I think that the cake would have came out better. It still came out really cute, but yeah. So that's the cake.